Hello everyone, this is Marcel. Welcome to my channel. Regardless of what you celebrate, I hope you're having an amazing holiday season. Today's discussion is on stealing men's dreams, sort of a way that I've been looking at the modern relationship. I don't know how many of you have read into any Greek mythology, but one of the more well-known stories is that of Hercules. I will keep this kind of brief. He basically gets sent on a wild goose chase by the king, running around killing all these monsters and stuff in an effort to keep him from realizing his true greatness and winning over the townspeople. Essentially, the king doesn't want to lose his power, so this is a distraction in a sense. Remember, there are different versions of this story. One of these missions is to collect some golden apples from a distant, faraway land, and it's an almost impossible mission to complete. Eventually, on his journey, he comes across Atlas, who says, "Hey, I can get those apples for you, no problem. It's a perilous trip, but in return, you'll need to hold up the world for me." Atlas, of course, being the being or god in this story that was holding up the earth and the heavens and the skies and all that. He has to burden them on his shoulders. So he says, "Here, hold it for me, and I will go get those apples for you." Well, as he promised, Atlas completes the task and collects the golden apples, but when he returns, he doesn't want to take back all of that shouldered weight. He doesn't want to take back the responsibility. He wants to be free. And Hercules has to basically trick his way back out of being in that situation. So essentially, he pretends not to be affected by the unwillingness to re-shoulder the world from Atlas and says, "Oh, well, can you just hold it for maybe just a minute while I step and readjust, and then you can go do other tasks too." And while Atlas re-shoulders the universe, Hercules then takes the apples and leaves. He gets out of the situation barely. Now, if you correlate that to modern society, men nowadays are basically in a huge rat race, a goose chase, if you will. They get jerked around on this 9 to 5, punch in, punch out, run around, earn more money, spend it, earn it, spend it, all this nonsense, and people are increasingly unhappy. Men are very unhappy nowadays. They find themselves in sort of a state of unfulfilledness. At least a great deal of them do. And that's because all of this stuff that gets dumped off on them is a distraction. It's all meant to just keep them from finding their full potential, their real power, their ability to change things. That has to be suppressed. Otherwise, the people in power will lose their power. So there's all these distractions, and none of them actually lead to happiness. So what is a man to do with that emptiness, that empty feeling that something is wrong, that something's not being fulfilled? They redirect it to whatever they understand as what's supposed to define happiness in a man's life. One day along his journey, up comes a woman, and she says, "Hey, I notice you're not happy. I can make you happy. I can make you very happy. All you need to do is shoulder my world for just a little while. Hold everything up. Be a part of my life. Give me attention. Give me all your attention. All on me. Spend time with me. Spend energy on me. Direct it all towards me, and I will give you that happiness that you've been seeking so hard for, that society has deprived you of." So he does it willingly, thankfully, gives her all of his attention and love and affection, puts all of his energy into holding up her world. Be it giving her fun and entertainment, or a house and resources, even something along the lines of kids in a family. He takes it all on his very broad and strong shoulders. And then with her release of all of those burdens, she is suddenly free. She can go out, she can do things, she can experience life the way that she wants to without being responsible for that burden. She can start her adventure and explore the world the way that she wants to while he's holding all of that up for her. See, all of the things that she convinces him that they need to do are actually the requirements for her journey. The powerful boyfriend or husband, the kids, the house, the family, they're boxes that she needs to check. They're even possibly things that could have been done after he'd accomplished his true destiny. But who wants to wait for that? During the prime of his life, when he's most driven, most active, has all this energy, is the best time to take that over and redirect it to her end goals. And they know that. Of course they know that. There comes a time when a man is holding up the whole world that he reflects upon what he has for a life and says, but wait, my dreams, my adventure, where did it go? What happened to it? Well, she's living it for him in exchange for him holding it up. But the happiness that he received did not come from himself. It was a placebo. It was injected by her temporarily as the bait to get him to do so. Once that happiness is gone, he realizes that it was not what it had appeared to be, but was actually just a trap in disguise. The same as Atlas would not reshoulder the weight of the universe willingly, a woman will not also retake on the responsibilities of house and home willingly. Of course, she's going to want to be free. She's going to want to go out and experience her life the way she chooses. That's only natural. It's a one-sided bargain that the man should have never agreed to in the first place. Men today are not even typically allowed to bargain their way out from that responsibility. They try to rehand back the moon and stars, and the king comes along and kicks him right back under it and says, nope, child support, alimony payments, you're going to hold her whole world up regardless of whether or not you want to. Doesn't matter what she agrees to either. Because see, gentlemen, there's a bigger picture here. There's more going on than just the dynamics between men and women. There is a huge power that sets its will against the great minds of the world. They want things to stay the way they are. They want the machine to keep churning. They don't want powerful people to rise up because that is what weakens their strength. They benefit from men being trapped in situations that they cannot get out of, where they're essentially just paying taxes and struggling to survive. That is why it is so important before anyone makes a big decision that they really stop and consider the long-term repercussions of it, the end goal, the game that might be being played. Because in the end, we don't get a lot of opportunities to correct mistakes. So through anyone's journey, it is best to remember that all the other influences, all the friends, family, loved ones, their desires can be fulfilled. There's plenty of time to take care of other people. We need to put ourselves first, accomplish our goals, our destinies, put our mark on the world. Because at the end of the day, when our time is done, we will have to sit back and reflect on what we accomplished if we're satisfied with our own lives. When it comes to a family, considering that men's value goes up with time and up with success, they're likely to be more efficient fathers as they get older to a degree. So by waiting and accomplishing their goals prior to considering things like a family or anything along the lines of that, which I'd have nothing against, they'll become even better at it by focusing on themselves first. That's not selfishness either, that's having foresight. Now, some people may say that their only dream is to have a happy family, to look down and see their kids looking up back at them. And I can appreciate that, but you know what's even a bigger dream? Getting to look down at them and say, look kids, your father changed the world. Look what I accomplished and what you can do too. Setting the example of what a good life should be. That is also a dream that someone can be very proud of. To those who would not define themselves or attribute success through their children, all the more reason not to get trapped in that kind of scenario. The takeaway from all of this is own your dreams, own your destiny, because other people will try to steal it. I hope that was an interesting topic. Share your thoughts down below. If you agree, disagree, I want to hear it. If you want to hear more content like mine, subscribe, like. The other night, I was at a hangout with Howard Dare. We had a Thanksgiving dinner podcast. It was a lot of fun. He starts off by kind of establishing a topic, and then people come in and start asking questions, and it gradually works into everybody getting to talk together. It's awesome. It's not very often people get an opportunity to have a voice on a platform like that. If you have an opportunity, I would go check it out. I'll put a link to his channel down below. Until next time, this has been Marcel.